relationship. We are both very...
Sorry, hold on.
Sentience donated $100.
Hey,
Current
thank you, man.
dating is downstream from female hedonism since they perpetuate culture/access to sex. Weak men bend to those whims excreting adulation, while men, pursuing self-mastery, withdraw their attention. These women are not worth it. Buyer beware.
Who allowed women to become hedonistic purveyors of over-sexualized content? Who allowed women to do that? Men did.
Well, I mean, women have autonomy and agency, so I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
But
I'll tell you this.
But the culture
now-
created.
I
now
think
we
the
do,
downfall
we
of women
didn't
is a direct
always,
result of the
and that
downfall of men. It's men becoming weak. It's men becoming lazy and lethargic and addicted and overweight and porn addicted. And I think men are down bad, and as a result, women have...
Hold on.
Their Almond Meatball donated
We'll get you in.
$100.
Hey, thank you, man.
You shouldn't sacrifice for a relationship. You should do things because the relationship you build brings value and joy to your life. Sacrifice implies you're doing something against yourself for someone else.
100% true. I think actually it is beautiful and noble as a husband to live sacrificially for your wife, and for your wife, inversely, to live sacrificially for you.
Yeah.
In the same way you're doing for your children. As a father, as a mother, your job is to live self-sacrificially for your children, for the betterment of your family, of your bloodline, of your wife, or if you're the wife for your husband. There's nothing wrong with being self-sacrificial as long as it's a beautiful, symbiotic, reciprocal type of sacrifice.
Okay.
If you're not inconveniencing yourself ever for your loved ones, then how can you expect to have a healthy relationship? You're not going to. It's not going to happen. You need to get over this. It's all about me. It's all about me.
Yeah.
If you're not willing to make a compromise for your wife or for your children or whatever, then it's not going to work for you.
I know you maybe wanted to comment on something in Sentience. We will come back and address your point. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was talking about. I think I already said it.
She's a stand-up comedian, folks.
But if it comes back to me, I'll let you know.
Let us know. Give us a little wink or something, and I'll try to weave you in.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, Sentience was saying that current dating is downstream from female hedonism since they perpetuate culture such access to sex. Now, you're taking the super trad stance on it, which is, well, men bear kind of ultimate responsibility because we as men ought to be and should be leaders, and we are failing in our duty to be leaders.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back through human history, at any time that you would consider traditional or based or whatever, the men have been the ones that are sort of foundationally building society. That seems to be the case, right? And so if men are traditionally the builders of society, if you have a traditional lens, if you're looking at relationships through that lens, if women are becoming OnlyFans models at age 18 or, whatever, we're kind of in a weird societal spot.
I don't think men are entirely off the hook.
Yeah.
I think the blame falls on both men and women.
Most certainly falls on both.
Well,
But-
I think
but
that.
who
But I think right now we've got an epidemic of weak men. Very, very weak, addicted, overweight, lazy men.
Before I let you come in, does anyone on this side of the table want to weigh in? I'd like to try to pull you into the conversation.
Why can't women be the breadwinners? Like, why can't I be the provider for the household? And like, what if my husband wants to take care of the kids?
I feel
stay-at-home
like
I will
dad?
so be a stay-at-home dad for you.
Right?
I got you.
I think that's becoming more common.
I'll take care of the kids.
Though.
What
Yeah.
I'm saying is,
And
like,
I
why
feel like
can't-
men are now expecting women to be the breadwinners.
Yeah.
Men are more willing to rely on the girls for
Oh.
money now.
Sentience
Hold on just a
donated
sec, guys.
$99. Allowed to be hedonistic. They are strong, independent women now. Equal treatment, unless they have proved they are worthy of your traditional role through their actions. Women can't be objectified unless they objectify themselves. I agree about weak men.
I mean, I think it's
Women can be objectified without objectifying themselves. Absolutely.
I don't think there's been a time in human history where you've had more young men, this is a younger generation thing, more young men objectifying women, and this is a result of pornographic content, OnlyFans, Instagram, things like that, You've never had a time where there are more young men objectifying women and more young women commodifying men, viewing them as nothing more than a paycheck or money or some sort of resource.
Absolutely.
And so this relationship dynamic is super, super toxic to how people should and have always functioned. It's like, okay, we're going to date, I'm going to vet my spouse, we're going to get married, we're going to have kids. That's not happening. There's so many roadblocks in the way.
Yeah, it's also not just about providing for your family. I think that the like traditional role of a man has more to do than just bringing home the bread or the money or whatever it is. There are other aspects in a husband that make him a provider and a leader and a protector. Like, for example, what would you say makes a good husband outside of just monetarily providing for the family?
I would say the path of a traditional man is that path towards becoming the best husband, father, protector, provider you possibly can. That's an all-encompassing.
With the idea that you would die for your family, that you would protect them, that absolutely
if
you
need
would
be,
come
so be it.
between anything that threatens your family. And
Yeah, and then inversely, the path and the role of a traditional woman is that path towards being the best nurturer, caregiver, wife, and mother you possibly can be, and living sacrificially
Doc
to those ends.
Venabilly's donated $100. Caffeine gum gentlemen, I disagree with you. Women are the guardians of virtue and wisdom, they civilize men. Perhaps fathers have failed their daughters? I might buy that element of the situation.
Yo, Doc Vanadlis, thank you for the TTS, man. Much appreciated. There's a lot of chatter on this. I just want to keep tabs on everything. Fathers have failed. Perhaps fathers. I don't know if it's fathers. I mean, it's
think-
women who are divorcing the men. So I mean,
Some
There-
people are raised without fathers, even. So.
There are most certainly, I think probably, if I could snap my fingers and fix one problem in our society, and that we have a lot of problems in our society, probably the biggest problem is the complete collapse or degradation of the traditional family unit. Right now you've got it's like 25% of kids don't have a dad in their house. That's kids right now.